All right, now real quick guys, if you find yourself enjoying this video here today, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and join the Brock Page family. And with that guys, Louisville takes on Michigan State, 7:15 Eastern start time. The Michigan State Spartans are -4. Is it on our big screen here? There it is. Michigan State's -4, totals 136.5. We went 4-1 in our 5 premium sports picks on brockpage.com yesterday. And if you want to see which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for a membership on my website at brockpage.com. We're 6-1 in our last 7 underdog tier package picks on brockpage.com. And if you want to unlock today's underdog tier package pick, it's only going to cost you just $4.99. Now, we finished the month of November with over 1,035 members who were signed up and active on that site. And if you find yourself really enjoying this video here today, please feel free to give it a thumbs up by smashing that like button. Now, Sparty failed to cover in 2 out of their last 3 ball games. And as a matter of fact, one of those failures to cover was an embarrassing 17-point loss to Baylor, where they were held to just 58 total points. Now, the Spartans are shooting just 31% from 3-land. They're taking on a Louisville squad who won their last 4 straight, and that includes victories over Maryland and Mississippi State. The Cardinals also went 3-1 against the spread in their last 4 victories, and they're doing one heck of a job on the defensive end of the court. Louisville's in the top 25 in defensive field goal percentage, and they're holding their opponents to just 29% shooting from beyond the arc. Now, scoring-wise, Noah Locke is scoring 13 points a game along with 2.5 rebounds. Louisville's currently in the top 20 in the nation in offensive rebounding. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Louisville's last 4 got over the number, throwing out the Maryland contest. They also saw 3 out of their last 5 meetings with Sparty get over the line. I'm going to lean toward Louisville +4 over 136.5. Next ball game, it is going to be Nebraska versus NC State, 7:15 Eastern tip-off. The NC State Wolfpacks -6.5, totals 147. Now, the Wolfpacks struggled to cover the number here recently. They're just 1-5 against the spread overall for the season. The Wolfpacks averaging just 34 first-half points per contest. They're also making just 33% of their three-pointers. Meanwhile, defensively, NC State is struggling to grab rebounds on the defensive end of the court. They're taking on a Nebraska team who's on a 4-game winning streak themselves and went 3-1 against the spread in those victories. Nebraska's holding their opponents to just 68 points per contest. They're also limiting their opponents to just 39% shooting from the field. Now, scoring-wise, Bryce McGowan is scoring 17 points a game along with 6 boards, 2 assists. Meanwhile, Alonzo Verge is scoring over 13.5 points a game along with 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Nebraska's last 2 straight got over the number, 3-1 to the over in their last 4. Meanwhile, 3 out of NC State's last 4 got over the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Nebraska +6.5 over 147. Next matchup, Virginia Tech versus Maryland, 7:15 Eastern start time. Maryland's -1.5, numbers 132. Maryland failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4 ball games. Just 28% shooting from 3-land for the Terps. Maryland's also getting off, they're getting off the blocks quite slowly. They're scoring just 32 first-half points per game. They're taking on a 5-2 Virginia Tech team who successfully covered the number in 71% of their contests this year. The Hokies are also one of the better three-point shooting teams in the nation. They're in the top 25 in offensive three-point percentage. Naheem Alaney is scoring over 13 points a game, along with 3 rebounds, couple assists. Alaney's also drilling 41% of his 3 balls. Meanwhile, Kaveh Aluma is scoring over 12.5 points a game himself, along with 5 rebounds. Now, the Hokies are draining 40% of their three-pointers as a team. And speaking of three-pointers, Virginia Tech is also in the top 3 in the nation in guarding the 3-ball. They're holding their opponents to just 52 points a game and just 22% shooting from beyond the arc. Now, total-wise, Virginia Tech's last 3 straight all fell under the number. 6-1 to the under for the entire season. Meanwhile, Maryland saw 5 out of their last 6 fall under the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Virginia Tech plus 1.5, under 132. Next matchup, it is going to be not on our big screen, but it is Washington State versus Arizona State, 7:30 Eastern tip-off. WAZZU's minus 1.5, totals 139. The Cougs have won 5 of 6 to start the season. Top 20 in the country in scoring on average per game. Tyrell Roberts is scoring 14 points a game, nearly 40% shooting from downtown. Meanwhile, Noah Williams is dropping over 13.5 points a night himself. 4 rebounds, couple assists for Noah. Now defensively, the Cougs are holding their opponents to just 39% shooting from the field. They're taking on a 2-5 Arizona State team who's been struggling offensively themselves. Sun Devils are scoring only 32 first-half points a game. The Sun Devils have also been brutal against the number, just 1-6 against the spread overall for the season. Now, total-wise, Arizona State's last 2 games did get over the number. Meanwhile, WAZZU is 5-1 to the over for the entire season themselves. Give me WAZZU minus 1.5, over 139. Next ball game, it is going to be Florida versus Oklahoma, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. Florida's minus 1, totals 135. The undefeated Gators have also gone 5-1 against the spread in their 6 victories. Florida's garnered themselves marquee wins over the likes of Ohio State, Cal, and Florida State. The strength of this Florida team has been their defensive play. The Gators are allowing just 55 points per contest. They're holding their opponents to just 25% shooting from beyond the arc. As a matter of fact, Florida's in the top 10 in the country in fewest points allowed per contest. Now, scoring-wise, Colin Castleton scoring over 14.5 points a game, along with 10 rebounds, couple assists. Meanwhile, Myron Jones is averaging just about a dozen points a game himself. 3 boards, 2 assists for Jones. Myron's also shooting 42% from downtown. They're taking on an Oklahoma team who failed to cover in 3 out of their last 5. The Sooners have also done a lackluster job of rebounding offensively. The Sooners are scoring only 31 first-half points a game. Now, total-wise, Oklahoma's last 2 straight fell under the number. Meanwhile, Florida's 4-2 to the under in their last 6. I'm going to lean toward the Florida Gators minus 1, under 135. Next ball game, it is going to be Wichita State versus Oklahoma State, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Oklahoma State's minus 6, totals 134. Despite a handful of really good games for the Cowboys this season, they've been very little threat shooting the long ball. Oklahoma State's currently making just 29% of their three-pointers. Meanwhile, defensively, the Cowboys are giving up nearly 36 second-half points a game. They're taking on a 5-1 Wichita team who's been really solid defensively. The Shockers are allowing only 62 points a game, and they're holding their opponents to just 25% shooting from 3-land. As a matter of fact, the Shockers are currently in the top 25 in guarding the 3-ball. Now, offensively, Tyson Etienne is scoring over 18.5 points a game, 3 rebounds, couple assists for the sophomore. Meanwhile, Ricky Council's averaging double-digit points per contest himself, along with 4 boards. Council's also drilling 41% of his 3 balls. The Shockers are scoring 37 second-half points a game. When it comes to the number in this one, 2 out of Wichita State's last 3 got over the posted total. Meanwhile, Oklahoma State saw their last 4 straight all get over the line. I'm going to lean toward Wichita State plus 6, over 134. Next matchup, Texas Tech versus Providence, 8:30 Eastern start time. Texas Tech is minus 3, totals 135.5. The undefeated Red Raiders have gone 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. Texas Tech is currently in the top 10 in scoring on average per contest. They're also making 51% of their field goals. Terrence Shannon Jr. is scoring 16 points a game, along with a couple assists. Shannon's also drilling 50% of his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Bryson Williams is dropping 14.5 points a game himself, along with 6 rebounds and 43% shooting from three-land. Now, keep an eye on the Raiders' second leading scorer, Kevin McCullough, as he's questionable for today's game. But regardless of his status, this Red Raider team is stacked, and they're currently leading the NCAA in defensive rebounding per contest. They're also allowing only 57 points a game. They're taking on a Providence club who struggles to rebound the ball offensively. The Friars have also been getting off to a bit of a slow start. They're averaging only 34 first-half points per contest. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Providence's last 3 got over the number. Meanwhile, Texas Tech is 4-2 to the over in their last 6. I'm going to lean toward Texas Tech -3, over 135.5. Next ball game, it is going to be Miami versus Penn State, 9:15 East. Penn State's -3, totals 134. The Lions have won 3 out of their last 4 ball games. Victories over Oregon State and Cornell during that stretch. The Lions have also covered the number in their last 2 straight as well. Penn State's making over 49% of their field goals at the Bryce Jordan Center. Sam Sessoms is scoring over 15 points a game, along with 5 boards, 3 assists. Sam's also drilling over 47% of his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Seth Lundy's scoring 15 points a game himself, along with 5 rebounds. Now, defensively, the Nittany Lions are holding their opponents to just 29% shooting from three-land at home. They're taking on a Miami team who lost 2 out of their last 3 and finds themselves covering just 29% of their ball games for the entire season. The Hurricanes have done a really poor job guarding the 3-ball. They're allowing their opponents to shoot nearly 43% against them from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, offensively, they've been little threat shooting the 3-ball as well. They're making just 29% of their long balls. Now, total-wise, Miami's 4-0 to the over in their last 4 straight, 5-1 to the over in their last 6. I'm going to lean toward Penn State -3, over 134. Next ball game, Michigan, UNC, 9:15 East. The Michigan Wolverines are -2.5, totals 151. The Wolverines have failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4 ball games. Outright losses to Arizona and Seton Hall during that stretch. The Wolverines are shooting just 29% from beyond the arc. Michigan's also taking on a UNC team who's scoring over 83 points a game themselves. And they're also drilling 49% of their field goals. As a matter of fact, the Tar Heels are in the top 15 in the nation in offensive three-point percentage. UNC's making nearly 42% of their three-pointers as a team. Armando Bacot is scoring over 15.5 points a game, along with 8 rebounds. Bacot's also got 11 blocks on the season. Meanwhile, Caleb Love is scoring over 15 points a game himself, 3 rebounds, 4 assists for the guard. Now, the Tar Heels really tend to turn it on late. They're scoring 45 second-half points per contest. When it comes to the number in this one, UNC went 4-1 to the over in their last 5. 2 out of their last 3 meetings with Michigan also got over the number. I'm going to lean toward North Carolina +2.5, over 151. Next ball game, Wisconsin, Georgia Tech, 9:15 East. The Wisconsin Badgers are -3.5, totals 132. But as good as the Badgers have been, they've actually really struggled offensively. They're shooting just 39% from the field, 28% shooting from three-land as well. The Badgers are averaging only 33 second-half points a game. They're taking on a Georgia Tech team who won their last 5 straight, and they rank in the top 20 in the nation in shooting the 3-ball. The Yellow Jackets are draining nearly 42% of their three-pointers. They're also shooting over 49% from the field. Michael DeVoe is scoring 24 points per contest, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for the guard. DeVoe's also drilling a staggering 62% of his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Jordan Usher is scoring over 15.5 points a game himself, 8 rebounds, 4 assists for Usher. Now defensively, the Yellow Jackets have been pretty good there as well. They're holding their opponents to just 30 first half points a game. They're also limiting their competition to just 27% shooting from downtown. Now total-wise, 3 out of Georgia Tech's last 4 got over the line. 4 and 2 to the over in their last 6. Meanwhile, 2 out of Wisconsin's last 3 got over the number themselves. I'm going to lean toward Georgia Tech plus 3.5 over 132. Next ball game, Utah versus USC, 11:30 Eastern tip-off. The USC Trojans are minus 7.5, totals 136. And although the Trojans have been nearly flawless, they did fail to cover against the likes of St. Joe's and Temple. The Trojans have also been terrible at the foul line, just 57% shooting from the stripe. They're taking on a really polished Utah team who won 5 of 6 to start the season. The Utes are also in the top 15 in the nation in offensive rebounding. Brandon Carlson scoring 15 points a game along with 7 rebounds. The center's also got himself 13 total blocks on the season. Meanwhile, David Jenkins is scoring over 13.5 points a game himself, 42% shooting from three-land. Now defensively, the Utes have been really good in that particular facet of the game. They're in the top 15 in the country in guarding the 3-ball. Utah's holding their opponents to just 25% shooting from beyond the arc. They're also giving up just 27 first-half points a game. When it comes to the total in this one, Utah's last 3 straight fell under the number. 4 and 2 to the under in their last 6. Meanwhile, USC saw their last 2 straight fall under the line themselves. 4 and 2 to the under for the entire season. I'm going to lean toward Utah plus 7.5, under 136. And with that, guys, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Powered to you by my website at brockpage.com, where we are 4-1 in our last 5 underdog tier package picks. I like Louisville plus 4 over 136.5. Nebraska plus 6.5 over 147. Virginia Tech plus 1.5 under 132. Washington State minus 1.5 over 139. Florida Gators minus 1 under 135. Wichita State plus 6 over 134. Texas Tech minus 3 over 135.5. Penn State minus 3 over 134. UNC plus 2.5 over 151. Georgia Tech plus 3.5 over 132. Utah plus 7.5 under 136. And as far as all the other games go, give me NC Central plus 2 under 137.5. Stony Brook minus 8 over 139. Xavier minus 25 over 144.5. Citadel plus 2.5 over 154. Dayton minus 19 over 138.5. Ball State plus 4 over 151 and a hook. St. Joe's minus 11 over 144. George Washington plus 2 under 133. Bowling Green plus 4.5 over 145. Brown University minus 1.5 under 133. Bucknell plus 4 over 151. Chicago State plus 15 under 135.5. Miami, Ohio plus 4 under 137. Columbia plus 13 under 145.5. St. Bonaventure minus 24 under 138.5. Vermont minus 12 over 122 and a hook. Florida International minus 2.5 over 141. Georgia Southern plus 6 under 126. Holy Cross plus 1 under 137. Iona minus 8.5 under 133. Temple minus 7 over 135.5. Yale minus 11 under 141 and a hook. Akron plus 1 over 151. Mercer minus 4 over 141.5. UNC Wilmington minus 4 under 139. Princeton plus 3.5 over 144. Rhode Island minus 2.5 over 140. Wofford plus 3 over 146. South Carolina -6 over 142.5. Evansville plus 2.5 under 122. St. Francis, New York plus 7.5 over 138. Florida Atlantic -6.5 over 137. Tennessee Martin plus 11 under 142. Villanova Wildcats -18 over 137. Seton Hall -16 over 135.5. William and Mary, the Tribe, plus 12 under 130 and a hook. Georgia Bulldogs plus 12 over 142.5. East Tennessee State plus 12 under 136. This next team I have for you, my next lean, it is Winthrop -11 over 148. Louisiana Tech -11.5 over 143. Kansas State -17 under 130.5. Iowa State Cyclones -27 over 139. Arkansas -33 over 151. Northern Illinois -6.5 under 129. Loyola Chicago -18 over 143. Missouri State -6.5 under 148. Northern Iowa -4 over 136.5. LSU Tigers -11 over 144. Southern Miss +7 under 136.5. UT Rio Grande -4.5 under 149. Auburn -10 over 142.5. UNLV +8 under 138. Arkansas Little Rock +21 under 147.5. BYU Cougars -13 under 138. Mississippi Valley State +22 under 141.5. University of Pacific +3 under 136. Colorado +13 under 138.5. Seattle -15 over 147. Fresno -4.5 over 127. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that we are 6-1 in our last 7 underdog tier package picks on BrockPage.com. I'm going to lean toward UC Riverside +13 over 129.5. And with that, guys, now it's time for our shout out of the day. And that's going to go to G Swag, who said earlier this morning, yes, sir. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on BrockPage.com. If you guys do end up getting a membership here today on that website, just keep in mind, you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today, guys, you're going to get access to that content all the way through the end of the year. You're going to get access to that content all the way through the end of December. It's a Max Value Wednesday. This is the absolute best day of the month that you can sign up for a package. I always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. But most importantly, guys, gotta thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at BrockPage.com.